is on. What's up? Episode 4 of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Drama, as always. Drama. But we're going to get into it. Please thumbs up the video. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you are new. Engage. Like I said last week, engage. That helps push the video out. So drop a comment even if you're saying what's up. And if you're watching, you got comments as you're watching me talk about it, drop it down below because I will respond. But yeah, enough of that. Let's go. All right, so we get back from where Summer and Jordan had their little debacle in the car. But we get Summer running in the house, and she was pretty much saying how she was upset because she had told Jordan at the dinner table to not speak to her disrespectfully, and Jordan turned around and did it again. We didn't get to see it in the moment, but I believe her because just Jordan's track record. She's very abrasive at times. Well, not even at times. Most times she's very abrasive. So it's completely believable. But as Summer's running upstairs having her little episode, Noelle is in her room crying. And this is disappointing to me because I still like Noelle. I still think she's probably one of the more entertaining ones, but the way she's been acting with this whole Alex situation is not a good look for her, especially with somebody being as pretty as she is. She don't need to be crying over Alex. Let's just keep it real. But Jordan and Preston, they're still in the car, and Preston brings up how Summer was saying like how she feels everybody lets Jordan have her episodes, but when Summer does it, it's an issue, which is true. Like it's true. She ain't lying about it. But Summer is still upstairs saying that Jordan is so defensive all the time, which is true. And she always shows up for her in every moment that she needs her, which, as we've seen, has been true. Summer's a friend to nobody, but she hasn't shown that she's not a friend to Jordan. But Jasmine's up there calming her down. She's saying that she's tired of, this is Summer saying that she's tired of harboring Jordan's feelings. Jordan's got so much stuff going on that she's taking on all of that, which can be an issue. That's why I say I protect my peace. I don't let people around me that have a bunch of negative energy because that's what happens. You start to take on their issues and then you end up becoming the same way they are. Noelle's still crying. Nick and Shanice are downstairs eating chips, just eavesdropping, listening to everything that's going on, trying to figure out what is going on. But Summer is telling Jasmine, Amir, and Shanice and Nick, because they done came up at this point, how 3 hours ago she was consoling Jordan and how Jordan's taking advantage of her kindness and yada, yada, yada. She's just going off. And Jordan and Preston are now inside listening. They're downstairs listening to the conversation. But Shanice randomly is farting in the middle because we all know Shanice is drunk. She always is. But Summer finally calmed down because Nick, I think it was either Nick or Amir was doing like breathing. Like, come on, just breathe. Like, woosah. She finally calmed down. And she was excited that she got to vent. So she was thanking them for allowing her to just speak her piece. And they go downstairs. And as they're going downstairs, they see that Jordan and Preston are down there. And Jordan, Shanice is pretty much informing Jordan and Preston of Summer's episode, how she released and whatnot. And now Jordan starts crying, saying how she had that whole episode because of her hair issues. And she feels like she's been overexposed. So basically, she takes that Shanice had told her that, okay, she was up here talking about how she was consoling you and stuff. She took that as, oh, well, she probably done told her about my alopecia issues, which did not happen. Summer did not go up there and say, this is what she's going through. She just said, I've literally been there for you. I consoled you 3 hours ago. Like, she didn't really divulge anything. So Jordan, her insecurities are taking over in this situation. But she's now stating that Summer is weaponizing her vulnerability and telling somebody, talking about Jasmine, who she's not cool with about her issues, which she did not say. As I just told you, she did not even divulge what was going on. But they head off to bed. The next day, most of the crew ends up getting up, getting ready to go to church because it's on Sunday. And Alex comes in a room where Summer and Noelle are sleeping, not knowing, I don't think he knew that Noelle was over there. And even if he did, I don't think that he thought she was awake to even be speaking to her, which is why I made it a point to state that because later on we're going to talk about it. But he's talking to Summer because Summer's right there by the door. And he's pretty much asking her, like, we about to leave. We about to go to church. If you're trying to go to church, come on, let's go. And Summer pretty much asked him, like, how much longer do I need to sit here and lay? Do I need to start getting up? He's like, yeah, we about to leave right now. She's like, well, no. Because at that point, she's laying in the bed. She ain't got time she going to need a lot more time to get ready, and they just don't have it. So he shuts the door and goes off. Alex, Jasmine, Nick, and Shanice are the only ones that went to church. And these I was gonna say these four are the ones that are the most peaceful, but Shanice is not. But Alex, Jasmine, and Nick, they're the most, and I'll throw Amir in there too, and even Preston. Those are the most like chill, level-headed personalities this season. Everybody else is a little bit too much. The ones that needed to go were the ones that were not there. But Alex was talking about how he grew up in church. He grew up around church, so it's important to him to be at church. Good. Shanice is saying that she hung over. She like they literally just got in at 4 o'clock and then they turned around and went to church the next morning. So she's basically saying she's still fucked up. And I'm gonna finish that sentence because I don't like to cuss and use God in the same sentence. But she said God says come as you are, and that's what she's doing. She's coming there hungover. But back at home, everybody else is getting up. Summer and Preston sit down to talk about last night. She's pretty much like, I want to hear your perspective. And Preston's pretty much telling her how Jordan feels like Summer used her hair issue against her. And Summer's dumbfounded, like, I didn't do that, so I don't know why she would feel that way. And Preston said it seemed like when Shanice came downstairs talking about it, that she seemed like she had details in regards to what was going on earlier. And Summer explains like she was just up there consoling her. I just told her I was just up there consoling her. That's all I said. I didn't say anything about what happened as to why I'm consoling her. But as they're having this conversation, we get a flashback to them in church, and Shanice is sitting there yawning like as a kid. I'm pretty sure anybody that has gone to church as a kid growing up, you've had those moments. I have, where just sitting in church yawning, trying to stay awake. That was funny to me. But Bria and Noelle, they're in the kitchen. Noelle's upset. She's upset because Alex came in the room with her and Summer when they was laying there, asking if Summer was going to church, and he didn't think to ask her, even though she was standing over there fake like she sleep when she wasn't. And I'm like, Noelle, you doing too much. Because if I was him and I come into a dark room and I only see Summer looking up at me, even though I know there's somebody else over there, in my mind, I'm thinking you still sleep. Me, I don't like nobody waking me up out of my sleep. So if I'm thinking that you're asleep, I'm not even going to try and address you because I can see that you're asleep. But Noelle takes it upon herself to be upset because she feel like Alex is not paying her no attention. Which I'm like, please, Noelle, stop doing this because I like you, but stop doing this. But Summer is still talking to Preston, and she says that she feels like she's taking on Jordan's emotions, and it's becoming draining to her, which I fully agree and can see where she's coming from. Because, like I just said earlier, people that you surround yourself with that always have negative energy, always got something going on, always got some type of issue, it starts to then trickle into your life, and your energy starts to get fucked up. That's why you got to protect your peace. But Summer and Noelle go outside after Summer goes upstairs to go tell Jordan, as she was getting ready to go outside to go by the pool, that she's going to be outside by the pool if you want to come. And Jordan is up in the dark room on her phone and did not say a word to her. I'm like, she is, I couldn't be around her. But Summer and Noelle, they're outside by the pool talking about the conversation with Alice, because Summer asked Noelle how it ended, and Noelle said it ended right there. She's saying that when a man tells her, we can see where things go, you can go to hell. And she says she feels rejected and she starts crying, and Summer starts consoling her. And I'm like, essentially at that point with Alex and Noelle, when he said that we can see where things go, y'all literally are not even talking. Like, y'all not even in the talking stage. So I don't see what he said that was so wrong. Like, I don't. But I guess because she wanted that to actually happen, that's why she feels so strongly about it. But Noelle says it reminds her of her dad, because her dad and her mom had gotten divorced when she was 8 months old. Her dad was not present in her life, so she spent a lot of her earlier years, looking for love, and she's starting to get emotional because she feels like she's always getting rejected. Which I don't know if this is her first rejection or not, but I don't know. And she said she feels like it's embarrassing. I'm like, it should feel embarrassing, because looking at you, you should not be. I don't think she would have an issue finding somebody. Like, looking at her, she's got the personality, she's got the look. And you crying over Alex? That skinny ass dude. Like, I don't get it. But Bria is downstairs preparing soul food Sunday, which I don't know how. Bria don't strike me as the type of person that knows how to cook, but she always in the kitchen. But Bria's talking about how she has mixed emotions about Mariah's ticket being booked by Jasmine. She's still on this shit. But then again, I got to keep remembering it's literally days. Like, each episode we get is like essentially like a day and a half. But she's still talking about that. She feels like Jasmine should have addressed it prior, and she's annoyed. I'm like, maybe so, but she still addressed it. So what are you still mad about? Like, I don't get it. But the church crew, they get back. Preston's talking about how he's never really enjoyed church. And Amir makes this random statement saying, like, the only way you can really enjoy the full range of what it means to be a human being is absorbing everybody and everything, including their person, including all of their religions. And they all was like, and I was sitting there like, what? But Noelle is upstairs talking to her mom about the whole Alex situation. And she's sitting there crying about how she feels like she just showed her hand about how she was feeling about him and it just was not reciprocating it. Probably, she, like I said, she was drunk. And I feel like if she wasn't drunk, she wouldn't have said it, which is where I can see why she's so embarrassed about it, because she did reveal her hand. And if she was in her sober mind, like I said, she probably wouldn't have said it. But now that she already pretty much let him know that she was interested in him, well, she is interested in him, like a lot, she looks stupid now. And that's what she realizes. And her mama said, stop all that crying. Just like every black mama that you would normally hear, stop all that crying. She said, don't let him dictate. And you need to stop letting people dictate who you are as a person. And she received it. I'm like, that's what she needed to hear. Her mama came through with the knowledge at the right time. But the group heads out to the beach. They start playing games and stuff. They pack it up to head back home because Amir's got to cook. And whatever he's cooking is taking 4 hours to cook. But they get back to the house. They start cleaning everything up. Amir, Summer, who else was Noelle, and I want to say Nick. They were out there cleaning, and maybe Preston. Time passes. They still out there cooking. Everybody else starts getting ready for dinner. Jordan and Summer. They finally head off to go have this conversation. And this is where I said last week. I think I said it last week, but I'm gonna say it here. When it comes to Summer and Jordan, both of them they're literally the same person. They both are mean girls. They both are mean. But one thing, the reason why I will always side with Summer is because Jordan never takes accountability for anything she does. Summer will actually take accountability. Whether she means it or not, she will actually own up to what she did that was wrong, that made somebody feel a type of way. Jordan does not do that. She didn't do it in the first episode when Jasmine and her had their conversation about their differences, when Jasmine took accountability for what she did. Not Summer, Jordan did not. We're going to get into this. Jordan says that they got a lot going on. Well, no, Summer says she got a lot going on as well because she's trying to figure out who her father is, which I'm like, what's going on there? And then she says she's trying to keep it together because her grandma's having surgery. But Summer starts the conversation. Jordan says she really don't know what the issue is, but that on top of her bringing up the moment that she had with her being vulnerable was just adding fuel to why she's feeling the way she's feeling towards Summer. And she feels like her sharing that was a violation. I'm not even gonna elaborate because you already know how I felt about that. I don't feel like what Summer did was wrong. I feel like she just said, like, I'm showing you I'm actually here for you. I told them people that I'm actually here for you. I've actually consoled you in moments where you needed me. Granted, it was something that was secluded. Maybe she shouldn't have said it or couldn't have said it, but she didn't say anything that really said anything. So it's like, what are you mad about? And it's like Jordan just be looking for reasons to be mad. But Summer says there were times when Jordan's tone felt like she was belittling her, and she was just saying, like, I'm just caring for you. That's all I was doing. Jordan does talk like that to people. We're going to get to it later because she does it again. But Jordan says that she feels like it shouldn't have even been brought up at all, and being a part of a friendship is providing a safe space, and she doesn't feel like it's a safe space if you're out here doing stuff like that, I guess. But Summer apologizes. She says, I understand that and I received that. The private moment should stay private. She starts laughing a little bit because she knows she has an issue with doing that, as at the beginning of the freaking season where she told everybody about her and Alex behind the scenes. So she knows that that's something that she needs to do, and she took accountability for it. That's how you can move forward, because it's like, okay, I've addressed the issue that I have with you. You acknowledge that you had that issue, and that's something that you need to fix. We can move forward. Summer did what she was supposed to do. She then says, I don't want you to feel like anytime you come to me being vulnerable that I'm going to go out and tell everybody, because that's not what's going to happen. I won't do that to you. And she then tells Jordan that I feel like you're just angry at times. Like, you're just mad all the time. Like I just said, she's always upset. I swear Jordan is always upset. Jordan says, okay, not taking accountability at all. Not saying, yeah, I do be having issues. I'm angry because I got a lot of shit going on, and I do lash out on other people that are around me. We see that that's what she does, but she will never address it. She will never say, yes, this is what it is, because she don't know how to take accountability. But Summer asks Jordan if she feels she can trust her, and Jordan says she feels like her trust is violated. Again, it's all Summer's fault. But Summer thanks her for having the conversation. Jordan claims in her confessionals that they're fine, but she's now going to be careful with what she shares with Summer, which I guess, because, I mean, you shouldn't be telling everybody everything about you. So even if they are your best friend, honestly, I don't know. It depends on how close your best friend is. But me, I'm the type of person, I just deal with my own shit on my own. But they get down for dinner. For the most part, most of the food looked decent. Amir lets them know that he made Philly cheesesteaks with no cheese. So why did you make it? Because that's the whole point of a Philly cheesesteak. But they do a toast and whatnot. Alex is noticing Jordan's energy is off at this dinner. He's already noticing her energy is off. She's super quiet. And he's concerned, even though he knows they're not the best of friends, but he's at least seemingly like he's caring and wanting to know what she's going through. And if he gets the opportunity to at least try and figure out a way to fix it, he seems like he is actually caring and wants to do that. But they head off to bed. I was about to say bread. But the next morning, we get Bria and Simon arguing on the phone about flight prices. She hasn't seen him in a month, and she's saying it's taking a toll on their relationship because she's horny and she wants to have sex. Bria apparently is hosting today's event. She's having like some little mini Coachella type vibe going on in the backyard. Jasmine is in the house. She's in the house talking to Silas on FaceTime about how the group wants to see him and she wants to like bring him down to show them and whatever. But then she starts talking about how people are starting to suspect her being pregnant. And she says she just wants to get it out. Like she just wants to finally say, okay, look, yeah, I am pregnant. But she formally announces in her confessionals to the audience that she's pregnant. We already knew, but then again, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because at the time they were filming this, we didn't know. But we all knew. We know now. But Jasmine's talking about how it's her first time in Martha's Vineyard without Silas, and he was the one that introduced her to Martha's Vineyard. So it's a lot going on. It's the first time where she's not with him, so she's got a lot of shit going on top of her being pregnant. She said the group just does not have any idea how much they need. She needs them at that moment. But she goes down and shows them Silas and whatever. So we get to Bria's little event. She has some lady bringing these alpacas up to the event, random as hell. They sit down and eat. For the most part, everybody else is chilling, having a decent vibe. Jordan's still looking sour, as always. But Summer asks Shanice if Bria and Simon are good, and she says, yes, they're doing good. And as she's talking about it, Bria starts coming over, and Shanice says, we're just talking about Simon and if he's coming. And she asks, like, is he coming? Bria's talking about, how many times y'all gonna ask me that? I don't want to talk about it. You know, she gets in her confessionals talking about something. He's just visiting. Damn, like Jasmine and Silas don't report to y'all every time they having sex. Like, why do I have to always tell y'all this, and this? I'm a private person. I don't feel like they should be asking me to. All they did was ask you if the dude was coming. I'm like, Bria, she's insufferable. She's not a likable person. She just makes herself so unlikable. It's like you doing all that because they asked you if he was coming. Like, I don't understand it. But they disperse again. Noelle is asking Jordan, because she's doing her hair before they go out for dinner, asking her, like, what's up? Like, how you feeling? And Jordan's talking about her insecurities with it or whatever. And Noelle's just like, just fake it till you make it. Like, figure it out. And that's essentially what you got to do at this point. But they get to dinner. Here's the last scene. Everybody's eating. Everybody's vibing. Alex then brings up how Jordan's quiet because she's still quiet in this moment. And he said he wants to check in. Alex says that he feels like she hasn't been involved in a lot of the conversations that she normally would. Jasmine starts to joke about, oh, you miss her voice. That's why you concerned. And Jordan's like, I doubt it, but what else? Noelle then asks Alex again, so what have you noticed? And he says her presence is so strong and her voice normally carries a lot of weight. And he hasn't been hearing it. AKA, like, what's going on with you? That's essentially what he's saying. Bria then asks her, like, deep down, how are you feeling? They did all of this to get her to finally speak. I'm like, that's literally what he's meaning to say. He just don't know how to say it because y'all are not that close. Like, just answer the question or don't answer the question. That's just really what it is. But she finally decides to open up. Jordan, like I said, she got a lot going on. She's too much. But in this moment, she was showing some vulnerability to the point where it's like, okay, damn, you're not always so hard all the time. She talks about how she experienced a lot of loss in her life. She lost her mom when she was 17 years old. She starts getting emotional, saying that she doesn't know how much time she'll get to experience with her dad, not because he's getting sick or whatever, but because she's always thinking about time. And I think that's, I don't want to say it's super normal, but I think it is normal because I'm going to be 29 in a couple months. I think about like, am I getting, it's time getting away from me. Those are just things that you have going on in your mind the older you get, because you start to realize, okay, a lot of things that you said you would be doing at this point hasn't happened. But with her, she got a lot more stuff going on that would make her valid in feeling that way. And I see where she's coming from, but it doesn't excuse how she acts with other people. That's the thing. She said she was so busy making sure everybody else was good. She's an only child. That made a lot of sense. But she said she's overwhelmed. And then she starts talking about how she's losing her hair, and her, as a black woman, how important it is, their hair is to them. And it's true. Like, it is. And she says she's single. She says she just don't know how she's feeling. She got a lot of shit going on. And Amir says, like, I just don't want you to feel like the people at this table you can't count on. And they, like, we can show up for you. And then Preston starts hugging her and whatever. She then says anything else. Alex says he understood her on a deeper level in this one dinner than he did the entire last season. I agree. I agree. Because Jordan has always been super hard. And it's just like, what else is there to you? And this is the first time she kind of shed some layers. But Jordan says that's not true. Because he said he appreciates that she was willing to share that. And she said, that's not true. You didn't get to understand me because you had my friend fucked up last season and I was ready to kick your ass if we keeping it gangster. And she said, you had Shanice fucked up. You had me fucked up with the Shanice situation. I'm like, 180. Like, she always turns something into some drama. Like, you just had a vulnerable moment and then you flip it straight from a vulnerable moment to some drama. And that's literally what happened. Jordan says, you called me toxic. I'm like, why did you not address that back then? She said, you judged me the first time you met me and you Googled Shanice. This is where it gets crazy. Alex says that he got the news that Shanice's ex accused her of stalking him, and he didn't know. Listen to my damn washing machine. He didn't know her, so he didn't feel comfortable in the moment asking her about that situation, but he knew it would come out, which is true. And so he felt like he would give her kind of the head start to explain it. Because he's not lying. Because when the cast drops, people that are watching the show, like super fans that are watching the show, they're going to Google and they're going to look for everybody that's on the cast. You start looking at people's Instagrams, start looking at people's Twitters. A lot of people want to know what these people are about, what they support, what their life is like. And he's right. If people Google Shanice and they see that she's a stalker or allegedly has a history of being a stalker, they're going to be thinking that about you. So essentially, why not address it on the season? I see where he's coming from. Some of y'all might not, but I do. But Alex saying that he didn't even Google anybody. He said he only knew about it because of Nick. I was like, oh. He said, and that's your boy. And he said, I'm tired of you talking about how I'm Googling everybody. I'm tired of everybody saying I'm Googling everybody because I literally brought it up to protect her because he knew that people was going to Google her. Shanice says, protect me. You traumatized me. In the face that she made when you could tell she was trying her best to cry. That face that she made had me weak. But she starts crying and saying like how it triggers her anxiety. Any dude that she dates questions her. I'm like, I guess she has a point too, because like certain things that are, I guess, not as important become a lot more important when it's brought up on a national platform. And she's pretty much saying like, that was in the back. If you Google me, it probably was in the back pages. But now that you brought it up on TV and there's shows and people that are reviewing the shows, they're going to talk about what was discussed. And then, of course, that's going to be a top headline. So she's saying that's essentially what shows up when the dudes date her. And she's got to explain that. And then she feels insecure or whatever. Jasmine was saying, who was the first person to bring it up? This is where it gets funny. Nick says that he was talking about it with Alex, Jasmine, and Bria. Then it was brought up at the brunch. And then Alex said that he didn't want to talk about it. And then they stopped. But Jasmine said, no, let's talk about it. And he said, like, we didn't even want to talk about it. I was making faces like, no, don't do it. But you kept pushing it. They showed the flashback back. I forgot that this happened, but it did. But they showed the flashback back. Shanice is still crying, saying like it was some legal shit going on, and she didn't even do anything. And she says her ex is still trying to sue her for 20 G's right now. The court case got dismissed, but that's the reason why he's trying to sue her, because it got dismissed and he's trying to get money off of her. And as we know, Shanice ain't got that money, so I see why she's upset. But Alex then asked Shanice if he could give her a hug, and she accepts it. And everybody's like, "What?" Because apparently Shanice don't like hugs. But they start taking another shot to progress, because it kind of like cooled that down because it was a lot of energy. Preston then brings up how anytime they all bring up stuff, he hopes that everybody knows that they're all responsible as to why people don't share anything. And he's like, he's including himself in that as well, because he said it's easy to say that you should have shared something, but what have you done to make me feel like it's safe for me to even share it? I said, you got a valid point there. You got a very valid point. But Bria then starts bitching about her shit with Mariah again. Here she go again. She says, I felt like I needed to say something because I feel like my voice is never heard and she's not going to let nobody punk her. I'm like, you talk too much. That's why nobody want to hear your voice. But she tells Jasmine how she don't feel comfortable about Mariah coming, and she's been holding it in because she wants everybody else to have a positive experience, and she's not being authentic, saying that she's fine with it. So that's why she wants to address it now. Jasmine is sitting there dumbfounded. She says that I see people see me take shit on the chin and like nothing really bothers me. But my mama is a brilliant 2-time convicted felon. I said, so what does that have to do with anything? She said, don't try me in this moment. I guess she's taking on the fact that her mama is a 2-time convicted felon. But Summer tells Jasmine to speak her piece. Like, what you thinking about this? Jasmine says she feels like she's been bamboozled every other day because it's just not consistent. Everybody's one day you cool, the next day you got an issue, the next day you cool, the next day. And she's pregnant on top of it. They don't know that, but she's pregnant on top of it. So I can see why she's feeling the way she is. And she says, I'm frustrated because I provided a lot of space and time for y'all to get whatever y'all have out. And it just keeps coming back. But Bria is saying that people that have had altercations with them should not be welcome. And Mariah shouldn't be because she's fucking with my mental peace. And I'm like, yet you want Phil, who's had verbal altercations, almost physical altercations with multiple people on the cast, but you want him to come, but you got such an issue with Mariah. Bria, fuck on somewhere. I can't stand her. She literally irritates me. But Noelle asks for shots, and she goes to console Jasmine because Jasmine is like dumbfounded still. She said, I feel like I'm literally being punked right now. But Amir and Jordan, they go off inside to go get the shots. Jasmine's sitting there saying, I'm cool, knowing that she's not cool. And Summer said, are you? Like, Summer is catching on, like, you saying you cool, but you're not cool. But Bria starts getting hyphy, acting like she really about that life. Saying that she's speaking how she feels. She starts screaming and hollering. And Jasmine's saying, like, I get that you're trying to be the bigger person. And Bria's still sitting there trying to act up, trying to act tough, trying to act hard. And Preston's face, because she's sitting beside him having this episode. And he's sitting there faced away at her, like, in his face. Preston kills me. His face, that whole scene just cracked me up because it was me. And Preston gets in his confessional and says she always trying to act hood, trying to act tough, but always gonna walk away, never does nothing. He said she needs to get a grip on reality. I said, that's why Preston's one of my favorites. Like, he's literally one of my favorites. He says everything that needs to be said. But Bria is now gaslighting Jasmine, and then she comes back to like try and act like she's got feelings or trying to at least console Jasmine. And of course, Jasmine snaps. She finally breaks down. She starts crying, saying that she's been trying to have conversations with everybody. And like she said, I've been trying to have the conversations that need to be had. And she's going through a lot of shit right now. She starts breaking down. So that's where it left. To be continued. But drama. That's all this season is drama. But it's good. I'm telling you, it's good. Even though a lot of them irritate me, they put on a good show. But that's my thoughts. That's my recap on episode 4. Y'all let me know what y'all thought down below. We got a lot of shit going on, so I want to hear a lot of comments. So please drop them down below. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you are new here, because I'll be back next week. Peace.